Welcome to another short clip of flying our CA18 around New Zealand. Once the weather improves, I'll be heading to an airstrip in the Waikato called Foxhill. Climbing to 2,500 feet to clear the Kaimai Ranges was a little bit of a challenge today with the low cloud, but I knew on the other side the weather was clear and good to go. When I did reach the top of the Kaimais, the weather gods were good to me and it lifted the cloud base even higher, so I was easily able to pass over the top of the motorway here and cut my way down into the Waikato Basin. While passing over the crest of the Kaimai Ranges here, I reduced power in anticipation of the turbulence. Once clear of the ranges, there was smooth clear air all the way to Kiki. As this was my first time landing at Foxhill, I decided to do a low chute and overpass just to test the crosswinds. This is a one-way strip, so I only have one chance of getting it right. The willow tree you see coming up on my left here on my nose, that is my point of no return. If I was not happy with this picture, I would go around. The windsock on my right is showing a crosswind from my right quarter and a slight tailwind of about 5 knots. So I'll have to keep that in mind when I come around on my next approach. Foxhill is a one-way strip, but it is 300 metres long, so plenty long enough to land our adventurer on. For this approach I wanted 40 knots indicated, and as I was getting closer to his threshold I would like to reduce that back to 30. Foxhill is owned by a good friend of mine, Bill Izard, and he was here to meet me and video me as I landed in. Videoing is not always a good idea on the first time landing on any particular strip. The gremlins always seem to come out and bite you when you least expect them. When it was time to head home, for my takeoff run I had decided to run up to full power, check static while holding on brakes, and then once I was happy with the RPM, release the brakes. Once I rolled a few metres was to lift the tail, and then once I got to the crest of the hill, which is about 50 metres away from the start of the runway, was to let the aircraft fly off at its own pace. Then I weathercocked into the wind and continued my climb out on my way home. Once again, as I got closer to the Kaimai Ranges, the clouds lifted and I was able to pass over the top and head on back home to Tauranga